Welcome back to DIY Willy. Today we have another project for the Silverado. Hyunka reached out to me again and asked me if I wanted to test one of their subwoofer amplifiers. I said, sure, I'd love to test one of your amplifiers. However, I did not have a subwoofer that I could use it on. I didn't have one. I tried to reach out to my son, see if he wanted it. He didn't need it, so I had to come up with something so I could use the subwoofer amplifier in the truck. Just an unboxing video without testing it would be useless. So, again, I went on the old jungle site that I always go on, and this is what I found. So what I looked up is a BBox subwoofer box. It's a low profile, shallow mount box, 10-inch box from BBoxUSA.com. Made in China. This box should be good enough for what I need, and it should fit underneath my seat in my truck and work just fine. To go into the box, I needed a 10-inch single 10-inch low profile or shallow mount subwoofer, so I picked up an Infinity 1000S high performance shallow mount mobile subwoofer. Now I use this subwoofer, although it's a 12-inch version. I use this subwoofer in the Scion, and it hits hard, man. I love it, the way it sounds. I'm hoping this 10-inch in this box will do the same. This is about the same size box that I have in the Scion, so hopefully it will sound just as good. Let's see, is there any specs on this box here? Not really. Okay, so let's just get it open and we'll check it out. Or you know what? No, let's look at the specs of the woofer. So this is a selectable smart independence design, a reduced mounting depth. We know that because it's a shallow mount. Power handling is 200 watts RMS. That's the power that the speaker can handle continuously while it's playing. You know, it has 800 watt peak power. Well, that's for like those heavy bass notes or those other notes. It can handle up to 800 watts. It has a sensitivity is 89 decibels, which is pretty good. You get into 90, anything below 90 I think is good. If you get up into 90, you know, it just takes a little more power to push it. So this will be pretty efficient, I believe. Frequency response is 35 hertz to 175 hertz. 35 hertz is acceptable to me. I think if I were to go to 12-inch, I could get it down to 20 hertz, which would be a much lower frequency and sound really good. This one at 35 hertz, that's more than plenty. I think that'll fill in the bass in the truck very well. For the independence, it's a 2 ohm or 4 ohm switchable, selectable switch on the woofer itself. And the Hyunka amp is also selectable for the power range, but in 2 ohm, it will deliver too much power to the speaker, and I don't want to take that chance, even though I don't know how clean that power would be. I would rather run in a 4 ohm and be providing a little less power to the subwoofer and be more within its safe parameters. The Hyunka can also do that. It can go down to 2 ohms, or even down into 1 ohm, I believe, but I'll run it at 4 ohms to keep the specifications where we need it here. So enough about the amp right now, because that's not what this video is about. This video is about the box and the woofer. So I'll get you guys set up and we'll get the box and woofer open and we'll check it out. All right, so let's check this out. We'll get it open. It says that it's 1-inch MDF, which is good because it'll be a nice sturdy box. It also says that it is, what's its exact words? Let me get those exact words out. That it is a sealed enclosure, durable, thick liner, carpet finish, glued and braced with fasteners. So nail gun and glue. I don't know what the bracing is. I don't really see any bracing. Let's see you get this plastic cover off and we'll see what kind of bracing they're talking about. It is pretty heavy duty. I like that it's solid. Needs to be vacuumed out. I don't know, that's part of the glue. I don't know, I don't see any bracing in there, but that's fine. Good enough, right? As long as it hits, we don't care. It is nice, very well done. The carpet is nicely glued. Feels good. The switches on this side, they're a little bit crooked, but it is sealed with the carpet around it. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. There's the corners of it. Maybe that's what they mean braced. It's kind of inset. I like the smell of it. It looks really good. Yeah, now let's put the woofer. See how well it fits this hole, and we don't have to open this hole up. I thought I got all the dimensions matching. Here's the instructions of the woofer. We don't need that. Well, we do, but we'll check it out later. And our nice 10-inch Infinity subwoofer. Dun, dun, dun. Make sure it fits in this box. Cross your fingers. I'm really hoping it does. I would hate to have to make a ring to step it up for the woofer. I think we'll mount it this way with the Infinity matching the box there, like that. And it doesn't fit. Wow, would you look at that? It's a little bit small. Well, that's going to make this video go a little longer. Anyway, this is a nice subwoofer. Like I said, I use it in the Scion. I really like the quality of it. It sounds exceptional, really good. Nice size magnet on the back, low profile as you can see. Here's the ohm switch. You got 4 ohm position and 2 ohm position. I'm going to run it in the 4 ohm position. The bigger terminal is your positive, the smaller terminal is your negative. And well, let me see if it's that's holding it up. No, it's the actual woofer. This a little bit large, I guess, for that. So I'm gonna have to open this up to make room for the woofer. In doing so, we're gonna create some dust, and I'll have to clean it up. So I'm gonna see if my router can do it. I would really like it if I could get it done with my router. However, I don't have a template to follow with the router. I'll just have to try to use the router as carefully as I can. It's gonna get dirty, and we'll have to clean it all up again. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera. And you guys don't need to see that. I'll show the tools I use to get it done, but we're definitely gonna have to open it up to make it fit. And then we're gonna insert these little, I don't know what they call it, T-nuts. We're gonna install these T-nuts, and I've got some hardware to go on it. Now, I've never used these before, but I saw them on Soundman. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description, and he used them. And I like the idea of being able to unscrew the woofer easily without damaging the wood, using wood screws or sheet metal screws to go into the wood. There's no problem with that. It'll hold. But if you ever replace a woofer or take it out, or, you know, I may be testing different woofers, who knows. And, well, I think this will make the job a lot easier with these T-nuts. But that's a little bit down the road. We got to make this box big enough to fit the woofer. And I'm going to get to that right now. So I'll come back to you when I have that done, and we'll check it out. All right, so we've got all the holes drilled. We've got the T-inserts here. And all I already have them in the other ones. I put the speaker in. I took the screwdriver and I marked all the holes, tapped it with a hammer. So I marked all the holes, and then I drilled them out 1/4 inch. I'm putting in these T-fittings, or T-nuts, whatever you want to call them. And basically just slip them in from the bottom, like that. I'm taking a large pair of channel locks and just press them up into the wood, just like that. Now that is secure. That's not going anywhere. I've already made up the wire. I'm using 18 gauge speaker wire. It's really flexible. I like it. I've used it a lot in my other vehicles. My only complaint is it doesn't separate that easy, but you just take a blade and you can do that. So I want to note what side the positive's on, the red being the positive inside the box. And the lighter color, there's a light color and then a black. And the lighter color obviously is going to be the positive. I'm going to just crimp them on, or just push them on. Now they're not really staying on that well. So what you can do, sometimes these aren't bent over enough, you can just tank and crip them down just a little bit like that. Get a little more pressure on it. I'll do this one a little bit too, even though it worked. I'll do that one a little bit too. And then we're going to go back inside and make that connection. This way they won't rattle off. It'll be nice and tight. Perfect. Just like that. Perfect. Now I'll go ahead and do that to this side for the speaker as well. Just because we did it on that side. I don't want them so tight. The speaker, you don't want to damage those terminals. We'll just press them a little bit. I can show you what I did. I just put them on the terminals right inside, making the lighter color on the positive and the dark black on the negative side. So now, ooh, got stuff flying out everywhere. We'll go ahead and connect the speaker. I want to make sure that it's on 4 ohm because we won't be able to see this again. Remember, the lighter color is our positive. Made that a little bit too tight, but it's on there. Now, you know, this one's a smaller one. That's no big deal. Just put it on half. Just like that. It'll stay on there. You can buy the right size, but that's fine. That will work perfect. And we can just stick it in here now. Just like this. Kind of line up the holes the best you can. I know where I drilled them, so that'll be there. That's in. Now I'm just using some simple little female quick slides like that. That's what I use. These are the screws I'm using, 1024 by 1 inch. I already threw away the T-nuts, but you saw those. And these just go down in there once we get it lined up again. Come on now. We'll set them in there and run them down. I'm going to do it by screwdriver. I don't want to damage anything. I don't want to be pulling out those inserts. I don't want to damage the wood. Just like that. That's going to go in there. It's going to tighten this woofer down so nicely. And it'll make for removal much, much easier than dealing with wood screws or sheet metal screws. Sometimes I use sheet metal screws. These are not sheet metal screws, but just to show you as an example. Just as an example, if you use wood screws, they usually have an area without threads right here. And being 1 inch, you really need threads all the way to the head, or all the way to the, you know, the head of the screw. So I use sheet metal screws, and sheet metal screws have the threads all the way to the top. Now these are machine screws because I have those inserts in. But you always want to use, in my opinion, you want to use sheet metal screws if you're not using the inserts. We'll get all these put in, we'll run it down, and then we'll call this project done until we go to hook up the amplifier and get things working. One more. I said there's 8 in here. There we go. Just like that. I'll go ahead and run these down. I always like to keep it in a star pattern, kind of like when you do tires, just to evenly tighten up the speaker, you know. Where all this red stuff's coming from? What is that? Over here. Oh, it's coming off my screwdriver. That's where it's all coming from. Screwdrivers are getting old, I guess. Now this is gonna be mounted nice and firmly in here. It'll be easy to remove with those inserts in here, as long as the next speaker that we get has the same bolt pattern. I believe they do. I believe they're pretty much universal in that sense. But that worked out nice. That worked out really nice. And we'll give them all just another couple turns. Make sure they're seated good. Yeah, doing good. Careful not to puncture the speaker with your screwdrivers or your tools. Be very gentle working around them. Take your time. Just make things go easy. All right, there we go. It's nice and firm. Now I'm just gonna vacuum around it. I already have the vacuum set up ready to go. Just like that. Kind of clean things up a little bit. Good use of the bucket head. Now that looks really nice. Check that out. I can dust this off. My hands are dirty. But that looks really nice. I really like that. Ta-da! All right. That was a good shot, huh? Anyway, I've got a grill that needs to go on here, but I don't have it out here with me at the moment. And I'm not sure it's gonna fit under the seat where I want it with the grill. I think it would. You know, I should probably get that grill. Hold on 1 minute. Oh man, I remember this grill is for a 12-inch, not a 10-inch. It'll look kind of dorky on there, huh? I should probably try to find one where, I mean, it works. I can just screw it in right there. But I should probably try to find one for a 12-inch or a 10-inch. Anyway, that's fine. We won't use it. But it'll work good on there. It'll fit nice when I do find a 10-inch one. I forgot that this was a 12-inch. This grill was for a 12-inch woofer. This was also off the jungle site. But yeah, I'll find one for a 10-inch woofer before we install it, or maybe after we install it. I don't know. Well, this was a good video. Everything worked out as planned. This is as far as I'm going to go with the speaker box at the moment. We'll try it out when we actually do the install of the amp. So, but right now, hey, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and come back for more on this 10-inch Infinity subwoofer in this, what is this box? I forgot what this box is. It's a BBox. Yeah, it says right there. And more on this BBox. We'll see how it sounds, how the subwoofer performs with the Hyanka amp once we install the Hyanka amp. That's the plan going forward. I have this is ready. Should be ready just to install into the truck. A little bit of minor wiring to do and take out the 8-inch powered subwoofer that's in there that Hyanka also provided. But yeah, it turned out really nice. I really like it. Again, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below if anything you want to know about the box or the woofer, or if you've had experience with this product. I know the woofers are excellent. I use them a lot. But check the description for the links of the parts I've used in the video. And thanks for coming and checking it out. I realize this is just an assembly video, but the install and the test of it will be later. All right. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye. it.